Hello students, in earlier video we have completed up till connective tissue proper. Now in this video we will start with the skeletal or supportive tissue. Now we will take up another connective tissue, that is skeletal tissue or supportive tissue. Within that we are having two, bone and cartilage. So we will take up bone first. Now bone, it is very strong and non-flexible tissue which is porous and having blood vessels. It makes endoskeleton of the body which gives shape and support to the body and also provide protection to the vital organs and helps in the attachment of muscles. In the matrix of bone, the bone cells are present which are termed to be as the osteocytes. Now these osteocytes are the bone cells with lacunae. Lacunae means an unfilled space. Now bone cells which are termed to be as osteoblasts have very fine canals that are termed to be as canaliculae and they are emerging from the cell membrane. Bone cells are embedded in a hard matrix which is strengthened by fibers and hardened by calcium and phosphorus salts along with the proteins. The matrix is deposited in the form of concentric layers of lamellae formed around a central canal called as Haversian canal. The bone cells occupy small spaces between the concentric layers of matrix. There may be a few bone dissolving cells in the matrix called osteoclasts. Now second type of skeletal tissue, that is cartilage, which is slightly hardened and flexible tissue and it is non-porous and lack blood vessels. It is made up of proteins and very less salts. The matrix contains chondrocytes. Again, chondrocytes are those cells which are present in the cartilage along with the lacunae. So the cartilage cells, that is chondroblasts, along with the lacunae are termed as chondrocytes. They are being located in ear pinna, nose tip, ends of long bones, etc. It provides support and flexibility and it is also smoothens surfaces at the joints. Now we will look at fluid connective tissue which links different parts of the body and it maintains the continuity in the body. So blood and lymph are the two fluid connective tissues. We will take up blood first. The liquid matrix of blood, as you know, is called plasma. The three types of cells suspended in the plasma are erythrocytes or red blood corpuscles, leukocytes or white blood corpuscles, and platelets or thrombocytes. Proteins, salts and hormones are dissolved in the plasma. Major functions of blood are transport and temperature regulation. The blood transports gases, digested food, hormones and waste materials to and from various organs. It also helps in maintaining uniform temperature. Of the three types of blood cells, erythrocytes are the most abundant ones. Their characteristic feature is the presence of hemoglobin. It is a protein that carries oxygen and carbon dioxide and gives blood its red color. These cells are biconcave discs without a nucleus. These cells are made in the bone marrow and are replaced from time to time. Next one is leukocytes. Leukocytes or WBCs do not have hemoglobin, so they are colorless. They can be round or irregular in shape. Some have granules in their cytoplasm and a lobed nucleus. Depending upon The presence or absence of granules in the cytoplasm, they can be categorized into two categories, that is granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes can be further divided into eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils. Eosinophils are those cells which are going to be stained by the acidic dyes. Basophils are those cells which are going to be stained by the basic dyes, while neutrophils are not going to be stained by both the dyes, acidic or basic. Now, agranulocytes, which are not containing any granules in the cytoplasm, can be divided into two, monocytes and lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the special kind of the WBCs which are going to produce proteins called antibodies, which are having the function for the defense of the body against infection. WBCs engulf and digest bacteria and other foreign particles and thus defend the body against infections. They also engulf cell debris that form when cells are damaged. These leukocytes exhibit amoeboid movement. This allows them to squeeze out of the vessels and reach the sites of infections and wounds. Next one is platelets. So platelets lack hemoglobin and are non-nucleated. They are disc-like bodies and they contain an enzyme that helps in the clotting of the blood. If all the corpuscles of blood are removed, the remaining fluid, which is about 55% of the blood volume, is called the plasma. Plasma is a complex fluid and several proteins are dissolved in it. If the protein fibrinogen is removed from the plasma, the remaining fluid is called serum. Now, the next fluid connective tissue is lymph. So, lymph is a colorless fluid surrounding the cells and has been filtered out of the blood capillaries. It is similar to the blood in composition except that it does not have RBCs and proteins, and it contains less calcium and phosphorus than blood. The WBCs present in the lymph can reach any part of the body where they are required by amoeboid movement. They ingest germs in the same way as amoeba ingests food. The lymph forms the defense system of the body and it also transports nutrients. Thank you.